Welcome to the Kit and Krysta Podcast Live.
Hello! Wow! Look at so many of you are here, making me very nervous. But it's okay.
Are you gonna say it?
Today!
Yay!
We're at PAX East! Woo!
Wonderful.
Well, we're so glad to be here with you. We haven't been back to Boston in a really long time. It's been over 6 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
2020 was the last PAX East that we were here. We actually have a really long history with PAX East. We've been coming to a lot of these shows. Obviously, the first several were with Nintendo. And we would do these kind of like fake panels then, where it was
they
like,
were not as nerve-wracking for me, the fake panels.
You know, we're with Nintendo, and they're like, well, we don't do panels officially, but like we have this room, so if you guys wanted to do something, you could. So we did a couple of these in the smaller room, which were super fun.
Were any of you guys there?
Yeah, who came to those? Yeah.
Oh, see? I love it.
Awesome.
I love it. So it's been a while since we've done one of those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we did, this is a panel with the Bravely Second developers who were here. The Nintendo Switch came out like right around in 2017, PAX East. And then of course 2020, who could forget the PAX East that probably shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I remember they were like, if you don't want to go, we understand. You don't have to go. We're like, I think I should be fine.
I've got a drum barrel of hand sanitizer, so I'm going to be fine, right?
We'll just spritz our hands.
No problem.
It'll be fun. And
Big deal.
They did the crazy, incredible Animal Crossing.
Beautiful booth. Yes.
That basically only saw the light of day at that PAX East, and then they tucked it away. They tucked it away for like the entirety of the pandemic.
Right,
so,
right, exactly.
Yeah, incredible.
So yeah, we have not been back since, but it's great to be back. It's awesome to be back.
This is what we did last night.
And I mean, we're basically locals, right?
Yes, we had to go back to the North End to eat cannolis.
Is this a touristy place or not?
It is. Oh, okay.
I had been there a bunch of times, but last night I had that realization. I was like, wait, this maybe is not where the locals go.
Where are the real cannolis?
Where are the real cannolis? Where are you hiding them?
I told you it was modern. I told you.
We'll go there.
I was like, there was another place that people were saying that we should be going to that's more authentic.
Many people are saying, yes, okay.
Anyways.
Great.
That was fun.
That cannoli was good too.
That was delicious. I mean, it was delicious, so it doesn't matter.
It was.
Yes. So today, we have been walking around and looking at stuff. We did see some stuff.
Yeah, tomorrow is actually our bigger day for doing appointments and stuff. But yeah, today was a great day to just walk around and see the entire show. And we kind of love going through that big block of indie games. Because it's like, I haven't heard of a lot of these games before. And it's just a good chance to, sit in and talk to some of these people. Got a chance to meet the creator of Demon Tides.
Yes.
Which is a series that I just like, within the last 6 months kind of fell in love with.
Yeah, they were like, we finally get to see you in person. That's like the best part of PAX.
Right.
Being there and like seeing people that you've been playing their games, or even like for us, we talk to them, just online and stuff. And it's like, oh, we finally get to meet them. So that's been really fun.
And then there was a developer for a game called Tanuki Pond's Summer. Did anybody play that, see that?
So cute.
They're from a developer called Denki Works. They're based in Japan. And we actually met the developer when we were in Japan. We did not know him before, but we had a dinner with Aya Kyogoku of Animal Crossing. She's the director of Animal Crossing. She's like, I'm going to bring some friends. And he was one of the friends that she brought.
Such a fun night.
Animal Crossing approved?
Yes,
basically,
I think so.
right?
Yes.
So you should check that
Also
game.
features a raccoon somehow.
Yes,
There you go. Very
excellent
cute game.
stuff, yes.
Yeah.
We visited the Genki booth today, which had many disclaimers and legal signs. We are not affiliated. There were no 3D printed Switch 2s or anything of the sort.
A lot of printed signs.
Yes.
But their accessories, they look pretty good.
Oh,
They're very high quality.
I would love to use those accessories.
We have purchased them before.
Yes.
And we like their stuff.
Gladly.
Tomorrow, though, we do have something cool planned. Because we've been shadow banned by Nintendo, just kidding. But we have not actually touched a Switch 2 yet. Tomorrow we may or may not.
Perhaps until tomorrow?
We may or may not be touching it for the first time.
No. I'm not sure there's one like on the show floor, but we have some kind of in the
covert
back,
appointments.
Behind closed doors, where maybe there might be one.
I feel like we get to touch it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll finally get to see what a magnet does.
Tell me about the magnets.
Tell me about everything about this magnet.
Yes.
And we'll be definitely sharing our like honest thoughts.
Yeah, we've also been just like refreshing our email all day because we're on, of course, the My Nintendo. We registered our interest.
Oh, we did.
Like many. Did anybody get the email?
Oh.
You got it. One person in this entire room.
What?
Good.
Well, good thing we have these other pre-orders.
We haven't gotten ours yet.
Yeah,
and maybe
good
we
thing.
won't. So.
Yeah, I haven't. I've been talking to my friends too, and people have been panic texting me like, I didn't get it. I'm like, well, I can't help you. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry. So.
Yeah, we did that pretty much like immediately when that site went up.
Did.
But
Yeah.
I guess it can still go until 8 Pacific tonight is what I heard. So 11 time here. I don't know.
I'm not holding my breath for this. This is like.
Hard to say.
Hard to say. I mean, you had a great experience in a physical line at GameStop.
Loved it.
And it was awesome that that was, you know, the way that you got yours.
Yeah.
So I think you're good. So anyhow.
GameStop line gang? Yes.
Yes.
That was the way to go.
Yeah. And then the midnight launch, they're doing the midnight launch stuff, which will be.
I'm going to see all those people again. That's the nice thing. The nice guy that I stood in line with.
I thought that was hilarious when you texted me that photo of the guy watching the podcast in the line behind you.
Well, I think so somebody recognized me in the line, and then the guy next to me did not know. He's like, "Oh, who are you?" It's like, "What's your story?" And I told him.
What's your story?
And I think he had some secret aspiration of starting a podcast himself because he's like, "Tell me about the business model of podcasts." It's
What
like,
is
well,
the business model of podcasts?
I don't know. I'm still figuring it out.
Would you like to tell us?
But he had a lot of
of
questions, and he was studying. I was like, "Oh, yes, your channel. I've been studying it closely because we had a couple hours to kill."
Oh, wow.
So he was studying up.
Deep analytics on the
But
channel,
it's
in the
nice.
line.
It's going to be nice to reunite with those people.
What if you saw him and he was like, I totally figured it out. I sold my
I've got 1 million
podcast
subscribers.
For 1 million subscribers. You're like, oh, really?
I have the #1 podcast in America. Take that, Joe Rogan.
Could happen. You never know.
Okay, you never know.
Today, though, you know, I had the realization coming to PAX that this is the last time I will be taking my Switch 1 on a trip. Like, I was like, this is so weird. Because I remember so clearly in 2017, when this was the first trip I took my Switch on. And I remember on that airplane going to PAX, there was like a lot of like media people on that same flight with us. Every single person was playing Breath of the Wild. And I was like walking down the aisle to go to the bathroom, and people were like glued to their Nintendo Switch playing Breath of the Wild. And this is our last trip with our original Nintendo Switch. So we wanted to do like a big Switch farewell today and share some fun memories of things that goodbye. Yes.
Put the sad eyes on the Switch.
It's very sad.
Bye.
It's the end of an era.
Yes,
as they say.
It is.
But yes, we wanted to do like a bit of a proper farewell to this amazing system, amazing time that we've had over the last, 8 years with Switch. And we're going to be counting down our top 10 Nintendo Switch games.
Yes, that's what we're doing here today.
Yeah.
The top 10 Nintendo Switch
and you can
games.
You can heckle us if you think that we're wrong.
Who packed tomatoes?
Yeah, if you don't agree with us, you can heckle us. It's okay. We won't get mad. But yeah, it's crazy to think about it though, that this is the last time you'll like take it with you on a big trip, play it. We were playing on the airplane. I was like, this is the last time. Goodbye.
It is a little bittersweet.
It's a little
I think
bittersweet.
with this system took us through so many times and so many memories. And as we were syncing Joy-Con, I thought, boy, I sure hope they have something better for the Switch 2. And then they immediately shared a screenshot of the exact same interface on the Switch 2 of syncing Joy-Con. So
maybe the magnets will help.
The magnets will help.
The magnets will save us all.
The magnets will improve everything.
You can jam that C button.
Yeah.
Game chat away.
Before we get to the top 10 list, we do have some honorable mentions.
We do.
Which, it's hard. There are so many games. When you did the virtual game cards, it would tell you like, oh, you have this many things on your Switch 2, and I had over 450 things.
I had 378 things.
Right, so picking just 10 was very hard.
Yeah.
So when we were making those, of course, we had more than 10. So we just had to call out a few here.
It was hard. It was hard to get it down to 12. So.
And then yesterday, when we were on the plane, I was playing some Cruisin' Blast, and I was like, ooh, that's a great
music?
game. And I told you, I was like, I want to add this to my honorable mention.
Too late.
You shut me down.
I said, this is written in stone
The
now.
list is closed. Like the Pope, the people have spoken.
Exactly.
The selection has been made.
The voting has been closed. I'm sorry.
I sent out my puff of smoke.
The smoke has been already done. You can't do it again. Your two honorable mentions, though, No More Heroes 3 and Mario plus Rabbids.
The second Mario and Rabbids. I do like the first Mario and Rabbids, but I think I like the second one a little bit more. You know, the lists, no shock, are going to be first party pretty heavy. So I think
some third party.
There's a couple. It's nice to get a couple of these third party games on. And you talk about bittersweet. It's like the Mario and Rabbids games. Those creators have moved on. So
I know.
That's
so
probably
true.
I don't know, who knows, but probably a wrap on that little series. But yeah, like talk about something, like when we first heard about that, I was like, oh, what are we doing here? Rabbids? Come on, isn't there something better? Can we like get minions or something?
Remember when he cried during the press conference?
That was incredible.
During Mr. Miyamoto's?
That was a sign that this was gonna.
That was a sign that a
this was
passionate
gonna
person was making this game.
Work out. Yeah. And then No More Heroes 3. We got to meet with Suda before this game came out.
That was great.
He talked about saving on the toilet, how that would return. That's an iconic moment. But this is a game that kind of borders on like the absurd. And I talk about Nintendo games are so like hyper polished and give you this like perfect experience, and this is like the opposite. It's like, Suda talks about being punk rock in game form, and that's totally
who
what
he
this
is.
is. So it's nice to play a different kind of game on the Switch now and then.
Yes.
People seem upset with you with these.
Why? I mean, that's what it is.
All right. I like to point this out. You handle all of our great visuals, and you have a special talent, which is when you're pulling visuals.
From the internet?
You pull strange versions. So look at this. We have one with a rating pending. We have one with no ESRB rating.
Right.
We have one with a proper ESRB rating, and we have one with a PEGI 7.
Look, whatever.
You couldn't get Zero? You couldn't get
whatever
Japan involved?
the SEO shows me on Google Images.
The
what
first
you're gonna
Google
get.
image, you will take it.
Usually it's like it's a fan art.
Yeah.
It's like
What is
illegal.
this?
It's illegal fan art. It's like, why are you pulling this?
What is
that
this?
is not the right.
No.
That's not official artwork at all.
No, we can't have that here.
No.
Yeah.
Anyhow, these are honorable.
What are you going to say about Xenoblade and Kirby?
Well, Xenoblade, I cried.
Defend your selections.
I cried pretty much.
Then why isn't it higher?
80% of this game.
Why isn't it higher?
The ending. Sorry. The ending was a little shaky on this game, guys. I don't care what you say. Chapter 5 kind of peaked the game, and then I'm not sure about the chapters after that. You stopped playing after Chapter 5.
True. I watched the rest on YouTube.
You didn't even watch. You didn't even watch the rest on YouTube. You watched like 2 more chapters on YouTube, and you gave up on that.
Yeah.
Oh, what does that say about you? Kirby.
Kirby?
I love Kirby, but there was just other games that beat out my beautiful
Kirby Star Allies? Higher on the list?
Yes.
Number one. It's going to be number one.
Number 1, game of the year. But this is a great game, and I'm kind of excited about that Switch edition, Switch 2 edition.
Totally.
Version, whatever it's called. Could be fun.
Plus Cruisin' Blast.
Plus Cruisin' Blast.
Plus Cruisin' Blast.
Yes, it's not on here, but it's on here.
All right, number 10.
Number 10.
Oh, all right.
How is this so low on your list? I have a bone to pick with you.
Look, there's a lot of games.
Dread?
Again, I had 400 games to choose from. Is this even going to be on your list? We're going to have to find out.
But it's very low.
Maybe didn't even make on
yours.
So we recently, a couple of months ago, revisited Super Metroid. We did a whole spoiler cast for that. Maybe some people check that out. And going into that, I was of the mind that Super Metroid is perfect, it's unassailable. Because a lot of people were saying, like, I actually like Metroid Dread better.
Yeah.
I think it's a better game. And I came out of that replay and that spoiler cast with a higher opinion of Metroid Dread. I think it's got an incredible, like, last couple hours. Like, the finale of that game is so, like, wow, a true
and the gameplay,
wow moment.
The mechanics are, like, so, like, tight and precise. And I don't know. I need Samus to have the melee counter forever.
In Prime 4, which seems to not be there.
I'm not sure that's going to be there, but I would.
Mouse melee?
Mouse melee.
Yeah?
This is where you throw a Joy-Con. Like,
whoa.
The magnets won't save you if you
We
throw
got
a
a lot
Joy-Con.
of wrist straps for you.
It's true. I mean, that's why it was higher on my list.
So I actually feel like I'm due to replay Metroid Dread, and maybe retroactively it'll end up higher, but no, this is the list. We're locking
Remember
it in.
how hard it was for me to beat that final boss?
That final boss is hard.
You beat the final boss in like 2 tries.
No, it took me more than that, but it was tough.
But it took me like 2 weeks.
It was like a week for you. Yeah.
Oh, was it a week?
I don't know.
I think
it was a long
every
time.
single day I was like, I got a little further.
Yeah.
I got a little
and you were
further.
talking like it's like your hand was like degenerating.
I basically had like a claw for a hand.
From the gameplay.
And I was like, maybe, and then you were like, stop playing in handheld mode.
Yeah.
Play with a Pro Controller. And I was like, I can't do it. I need to play.
Joy-Con is ground into dust.
I'm like holding the Switch like this far away from my face.
You're like 4D drifting on the Joy-Con.
My Phantom Drift.
Yeah.
It did not help my
I don't know.
gameplay.
I think number 10 is a great. I think that's a great spot to be on.
Okay.
All the games on Nintendo Switch? Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Number 10 is great.
Okay.
It's higher than Cruise and Blast.
But Hyrule Warriors though, Age of Calamity.
Talk about that.
That's a great game.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, how is it that this game had more story and a better storytelling than
Oh, Snap's in the back. I see Snaps in the back.
for the story of Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. And like a little shameful Nintendo that this game that is not even like a mainline Zelda game has a better story than Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. How's that possible? How's that possible? Right?
Characters
So
that have facial expressions.
Yes, actual like backstory, deep character reveals.
This is my face as I recount the most traumatic moment of my life.
My best friend is turned into a dragon. I have no expression. But yeah, and the baby guardian.
Yes.
So cute. Love it. Okay, number 9. Are we ready?
Why is your box bigger than mine?
Are you ready? It's because it's European. Peggy 12.
Because your head is, that's what you said? Because your head is smaller? So you foolishly put this on a grid, and now I've noticed this.
Well,
and now I'm upset.
I am smaller than you, and so this has to accurately.
This is a subliminal message, and I don't like it.
Represent that in this.
Okay.
On this presentation.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Pokemon Unite and Ghost Trick.
Who has the better number 9? I think Krysta does.
This is.
See? Yes.
This is actually a Nintendo DS game, but okay.
But I didn't play it on the Nintendo DS. My first experience with this masterpiece of a game, whoever has not played Ghost Trick needs to immediately play this game, like literally right now. Leave this panel and play this game. Actually, don't leave the panel. Wait till 6 o'clock and then go and play this game. Like, I don't know, I was like kicking myself hardcore that I had missed this game on DS originally, and of course, you know, there's been so many people that have told me, oh my gosh, if you've never played this game before, you have to play it. When they announced it for Switch, it was like such a no-brainer. I'm a huge fan of these types of games. I don't want to say too much about it because the story is so mind-blowing. Like, I laughed, I cried, it was like ridiculous. So, yeah, stuck with me. I love this game.
Good. Pokemon Unite. Listen, we documented this on Nintendo Minute. You should watch those episodes. Oh wait, this was collectively our game of the year. What was that? 2021,
that's right.
I think.
Yeah.
Like, this was collectively our game of the year. Look, I don't play MOBAs. Like, I think I one time installed like League of Legends and I was like, yeah, this isn't it.
You were just bad at it.
So I'll admit, like, I'm a novice at this genre, but I thought this game was great at introducing me to the genre. I thought that like all the ways that the Pokemon were brought to life was very fun. Right. It has Machamp. I can prominently always play as Machamp,
true.
So I give it, a bump up for that.
4 thumbs up.
And
Machamp arms.
They've done a really good job of keeping this game active. Like, we check in on this, and every time I do, I always have a good time. So, yeah.
This is a big Kit and Krysta community game. Like, we do these meetups every month with our community, and we just hang out and play games. And this comes up quite a lot as the game that we pick for those, because it's like easy for people to jump in and play, even if you're not, super, super good at MOBAs. I mean, it's just always fun. And I really like I'm surprised you didn't bring this up. I really like their like little holiday skins.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that they do. It's so cute. So good. What's not to love?
You want to talk about a game that could use a Switch 2 edition or a Switch 2 little bump in the, this is one. It's getting a little,
it's a little chuggy.
Especially the menus, for some reason. The menus in particular, a little chuggy.
Yeah. Maybe they'll do a Switch 2 edition for this one.
Okay.
Okay, number 8.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is a third-party game, at least one on the list of the top 10.
My Peggy 12 Hades?
Your Peggy 12.
It sure is.
But yeah, what you got to say about Hades?
So this was the other 2020 game, right?
Yes.
This and Animal Crossing were the big 2020 games. And, this was not a game that I was really following super close. It was like, oh, Super Giant, like they always do great stuff. I'll definitely.
And they're also local. They're in our city, in San Francisco, which is really nice.
Did you get a personal invite to their office? Or
Well, it was the pandemic, so no.
What are you trying to say? I'm not sure.
We were at home.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay.
So no.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, this was just like immediately grabbed you. I had no clue like how sticky the game was of like, oh, just keep doing these runs. I remember we had a big race to finish the game. It was like who could finish the game.
I'm still mad at you for that.
What happened?
So we both were like trying to see who can finish it the fastest, and you ended up beating me, and you finished the game like late the night.
Like hours before you did?
It was like 11 p.m. and you texted me, you're like, I beat it. And I was like, oh, man. And I was like, I have to go to bed. Like, I can't keep playing this game. And so I went to bed, but I went to bed mad, like really mad. I was like pissed. I was like, I can't believe he beat this game before me. Like, oh, what a jerk. The next morning, I woke up in the morning and I like literally like I was still in bed and I played it as soon as I woke up, and I beat the game.
You needed that motivation?
I needed the motivation.
You needed it.
But I was like, your hands are all sweaty, towards the end of those runs.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, I'm gonna drop the switch. Like, this is how I'm gonna fail this game. Is I'm like sweaty handing the switch. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But it was so fun.
Super Giant was like super. Like they totally like gave us so much access. Like we did.
Yeah.
Like we did this video with Greg Kasavin that took hours, like a bracket, like ranking all the characters. One of our absolute favorite Nintendo Minute episodes. It was unfortunately one of the last ones. Was Darren Korb, who did all the music, gave us like a personal tour of his studio, like stuff that I still haven't really seen before. So kudos to them for just like being super open with all their stuff.
That was actually my favorite Nintendo Minute series. Was the one that we did with the team at Hades. I mean, it was literally like deep in the pandemic when we were doing stuff at home, and it was like hours on a video call, on a Zoom, trying to do these videos, and it was amazing to just hear how they made this game, how this game came together. It's so awesome that Hades 2 is coming to Switch 2. So that's great that we'll be able to, play the series again. So
I think Hades has become like a little underrated even. Like this absolutely could have been Game of the Year in 2020. I don't know. It feels like the buzz for Hades 2 is not quite there yet. It's still in early access.
They
played it, but it's pretty good.
I mean, we both played it. We streamed it. It was good.
Thanks for the reminder. Pokemon.
Pokemon Legends Arceus. This is actually my favorite Pokemon game in like the last.
A long time.
A long time.
Not Sword and Shield?
No. I don't like it.
It's not Sword and Shield?
I don't like. I think I was out on mainline Pokemon since Pokemon Go. Pokemon Let's Go. Is that considered mainline? Maybe not.
No. You like Sun and Moon is what
Sun
you said.
and Moon is my last favorite mainline.
Okay.
And then I stopped liking them because it was bad. These games were not good. But the Legends games are great. Well, this one was great.
The one we've played.
This one was great. This one like made me re-fall in love with Pokemon. I was like, oh my gosh, they're like changing up the formula. This is so much fun. Like the exploration is so good. Like this setting that they had us in is so interesting. Like this doesn't feel, it feels like fresh and new. And I was like, okay, I can get back in. And then Scarlet and Violet came out, and I was like, we're back to this? Oh no.
I played Sword and Shield. I actually kind of like Sword and Shield. I thought it was pretty decent. I was like, all right, well, this series is slowly modernizing, slowly going somewhere. But then this game came out. It's like, oh my gosh, like look at what Game Freak can actually do if you kind of take the reins off and give them a bit more freedom to do some cool stuff. And yeah, maybe had some technical issues here and there, but like just
the core idea.
The core ideas were so good and so there. It's like it really gives me a lot of hope for ZA.
Yes.
When we finally get our hands on that, and it frankly did hurt my feelings towards
Scarlet Violet.
Scarlet and Violet. It's just like the mainline game. It's like there's so many things in these now that feel even more antiquated than they did before I played this game. It's like just take a little bit more of these fresher ideas. And I know like there's so many like Pokemon purists that are out there that maybe wouldn't like that, but for me, this is more of what I'm looking for in a Pokemon game right now.
I'm looking forward to ZA. I'm cautiously optimistic though, because I know there's been just some challenges, let's say, that they're working through here, but I really hope that this Legends path for them is like the one that they're going to be, getting those fresh ideas out there, being more innovative, not feeling like they're really tied down. Because I get it, they're probably trying to balance that, like, this is the core DNA of Pokemon, and if we stray too far from that, is that even a Pokemon game anymore? But yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised by Arceus, and I really hope that that we see that in ZA as well. And also potato mochis. We were obsessed.
Oh my gosh, I was like, I need this.
Obsessed with potato mochis for like 3 months. We're like, how do I get this? How do I make this? How do I get this? We were obsessed. Anyways, yes. Number 7.
Oh, what do you know? There it is.
I guess you liked it a little bit more than me.
What else do I have to say about that? Actually, nothing. Okay, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, though. Mario Kart is a game that I've played for the entire Switch and Wii U.
Over 10 years, literally more than 10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
It's gonna feel so weird. Like Mario Kart 8, I feel like is like just so tied to Switch. It's gonna feel so weird to let both of those things go and go to a Switch 2 and move on to Mario Kart World. It's like literally like your 2 children that you're just like, bye, go to college.
You don't have to. Cancel the pre-order.
No,
keep playing this.
I won't. I shan't.
What if I told you?
What if I told you? Yeah, but it just feels like Nintendo Switch wouldn't be Nintendo Switch without Mario Kart.
What would a Wii U be then?
That's in the trash, so who cares? But yeah, it's weird to think about like one single game that has lasted the entire life of a system, and then like one that we played, like we pretty much never stopped playing this game.
No, that's the best compliment I can give.
It's amazing.
Like, I've got hundreds of hours in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
And I never got tired of it over these 10 years.
Right.
And I think also, like, over our time working in the industry, like there's a couple games that give you like a really like strong feeling the first time you see them, like this visceral, like, oh, this is gonna be something big. This is cool. This is special.
Yeah.
Like seeing 8 on the Wii U, even I was like, oh, this is pretty great.
Yeah.
In terms of the next Mario Kart game.
Totally.
So yeah, I think this is really a deserving includee on the list, even though it is originally a Wii U game. Yeah.
Big shoes to fill, Mario Kart World. Oh boy, the expectations are very high. So we'll see what happens.
75 million and 1 units. That's how many they're gonna sell.
They're gonna make more money, that's for sure. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Okay, number 6.
Number 6. More thoughts on Hades?
No more thoughts on Hades. But what about your thoughts on Smash?
Where's Smash on your list?
It's not.
Oh!
I'm sorry, I can't.
So I think
put this on my list.
So I'll share.
I'm traumatized.
So I think we have a similar experience with Smash Brothers, where, well, at least coming into it is a little bit different. Like, I love Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
like,
you were huge.
Like
Smash
I started
fan.
with Smash on the N64. I had so many like really special moments, like with my friends growing up, of like just long nights, all-nighters playing Smash Brothers. But
you still do that with your friends.
I still do when we get together. Like we're breaking out Smash Brothers. But there was something. Almost all the games that we worked on, it was like being involved in it from a professional capacity. Like the grind of it did not hurt my appreciation for it, and in a lot of cases, it helped me love these games even more.
Yeah.
I think there's something about Smash Brothers that was a little bit different.
Yep.
Where working on it hurt my feelings about Smash Brothers a little bit. And I think it was, I am on the side of Smash Brothers as a party game, because again, like when it was those late nights, it was like, we were not turning off the items, it was not one-on-one. And like the focus that we had like on the more competitive side on Smash Brothers, I was like, this isn't really the way that I like to enjoy the game. And it's just like, just seeing it push so hard in that direction. I know you can still do it, but there was something about it. It's like, I don't have the same feeling that I did before.
Yeah.
It's just kind of sad, honestly.
This is a sad one for me because, yeah, I do, you know, as a party game, as a game that I would like dabble with my friends, it's great. But after working on it, and I worked on it for so long too. You
really did. It was years.
It was like 2.5 years. And then finally I was like, I cannot.
You were on that Sakurai grind.
I was on the Sakurai grind. And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I had to like tell like our highest level boss, and I pleaded with her. I was like, please take me off this game. I cannot do this anymore. And it was like just probably the most challenging thing I ever did, you know, at Nintendo. The game is so big and so important. The pressure of working on this game was like insane. And working with Sakurai, it was amazing, but he is a perfectionist, and he expects everybody on that team to be as perfect as he is, and it's like, no one can be as perfect as you are.
And he could do everybody's job along the way. He could do that job. And he's looking at me, he's like, look, I became a YouTuber, I became a great YouTuber, let me tell you how to do YouTube.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be in the line at the GameStop. Let me tell you a thing or two.
Tell you a thing or two. I won a national award for this, actually, so go away. Yeah, so the pressure was really tough for me, and then those leaks, oh man.
We were recounting. So when again, it's been a few years since we came to Boston. When we got off the plane, I was like, oh, I remember this terminal. I remember we've been here before, and you're like, no, I don't remember it. I can't remember it. I was like, wait, no, like, let me tell you this, that, and you were like, oh, wait. This is where I freaked out when Terry Bogard leaked.
Yeah.
So you had erased it from your mind.
My brain was trying to help me, you know, like cope with it.
Yes.
By
we're flushing the bad memories.
It was making me forget.
Yeah.
And then I was like, then I had like a thing like hit me, like wash over me, like the trauma. I was like, oh, I remember.
Yeah.
It was when Terry Bogard leaked. I got this insane email that was basically like yelling an email in many different languages, and I was like, oh no.
Why'd you do it, Krysta?
But it was like we were boarding the flight. And so you were like,
stew on that for 6 hours.
Let's go. Put your phone away. And I was like, hey, what do I do? What do I do? Who do I call? What do I do? And you were like, you have no time to call anybody. Just get on the plane. And then I had to deal with it when I got back home 6 hours later, and that was rough. After PAX, that was rough.
Yes.
So
complicated feelings.
That is why Smash is not on my list.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Oh, we've already talked about these games.
Much higher.
Well, what else do you want to say?
Well, it's really good.
Is this better than Super Metroid?
Maybe.
Great answer. Great, definitive answer.
I'm still shocked that it was not higher on your list.
Why?
Especially because we were just talking about this game. I was shocked to see it.
I just said I'm ready for a replay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, a lot of Switch games out there.
You want to say more about this?
It's higher than Cruisin' Blast?
Okay, bye.
Oh!
Okay, all right.
Wow!
Whoa.
a round of applause.
A round of applause.
Finally, a good take. Yes, we found it. Yes. We got to keep this energy.
I should have made our portraits upside down for this slide. Now I regret that. Okay. Yes.
We both have the RP.
Well, I just copy and paste.
You could have given yourself the Peggy.
The 0. Wow. This game was incredible. Amazing.
I mean, there's still stuff I haven't done in this game.
You didn't even finish all 3 paths.
No, I think that's what's so amazing about it is you can experience it all these different ways.
Yes.
And so many things can play out differently, and you can have a completely different experience.
Mm-hmm.
I do still like the Edelgard team.
That's right.
The most.
We both did start with.
We did that first.
Edelgard,
yes, and then you did after that.
I did.
Claude.
Claude.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's a DLC for it too that the Black Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so good. I just remember working on this game and pleading with.
Oh, you got spoiled.
Well, I tried not to, but I pleaded with our favorite Treehouse person, Chico, who you guys might remember from Treehouse Lives, where she lit everything on fire. gotta love Chico, but she loved to spoil me on Fire Emblem. I think that she was doing
Well, she got spoiled. She's like, who can I pass this on to?
She was revenging.
Yeah.
She was avenging herself.
She was revenge spoiling, yes.
Yes, and she would just call me up. She would literally call me up and be like, hey, guess what happens? I'm like, don't tell me.
Click.
I'm like, I'm gonna hang up on you. And I would tell her, I'm like, hey, you know, I'm working on this game. Can I be straight with you? Can we just not spoil things that is not relevant to the job? Like, give me the information I need to do the job, but don't give me the extra stuff. Like, I feel like I can do the job without you.
Nope, here's the ending.
And then she was like, nope, here's the ending. Here's what's gonna happen. I was like, come on. This is so mad.
Yeah, I think, you know, Engage did not really do it for us in terms of like the next big.
I mean, you still played it.
We played it, but it did not hit the same way. So
I was really holding out hope for a new Fire Emblem game on Switch 2, but
still time.
Alas, we need to wait.
The system's not even out yet. There's still time.
Is it coming this year? No. But I think we're due for another one of these like big, meaty, you know, mainline Fire Emblem games.
We have people in our community who swear by genealogy of the Holy War. They claim every time there's a Nintendo Direct, this is the one, here comes the remake. We're still waiting.
It's never coming.
When's it gonna happen?
You cursed it.
I don't know.
You cursed it.
I'll play that next.
Yes, but I'm ready for the next one. I'm ready for the next like wow Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
So, okay, next.
Number 3. What's going on here? What's going on? The same.
Yeah, the same. I mean, you have to put this is high on the list. This got us
Speaking of 2020.
This got us through like actual real life problems in 2020. Like, who played Animal Crossing and was like less sad in 2020? Who celebrated the world's saddest birthday in 2020? March 28th.
My birthday's on March 28th.
March 28th. And it was like, you know, a week after the office shut down. Everybody was at home. No one could. You could not go any. You couldn't see anyone.
No.
And
I woke up. I got my little Animal Crossing birthday cake, and I think a single tear rolled down my face.
I think we all. There was a group of us.
We had to get together. Yes,
we went into the game and we like we decorated your house but that was all you could do.
Yeah.
That was your only like lifeline to human connection.
Right.
Was Animal Crossing. And I have another great memory of like all of the Nintendo people on our team. We were all lonely and you know, going through it at the time, and we would play Animal Crossing like into the night. And I remember during those shooting star nights, we would like literally fall asleep with our games, and then the next morning you'd wake up and be like disconnected. Like, oh, did we just leave the gates open for these like shooting star nights? But yeah, it was the only way we got through it, you know? And it was like, we did those Nintendo Minute videos in Animal Crossing.
You just said, hey, you just declared that Hades was your favorite Nintendo Minute, so you can say now that this was actually your favorite.
They're all my favorites. They're all my babies.
Yeah, I mean, if this game had not come out then, like, I literally don't know what we could have done for Nintendo Minute for a while we were figuring things out. Like, it could have been like a couple months of like, how are we going to do this? Because you know, we just needed. And then after that, people were like, oh, well, what's the next game that you can do that kind of thing in? Like, why don't you do it in Miitopia? And it's like, that's not really.
I don't want to.
That's not really how it works.
That game is not good.
Yeah, first of all, no.
Second of all, no.
Second of all, also no.
Recreating the Nintendo Minute studio in Animal Crossing was very therapeutic for me.
That's amazing.
It was like, I missed it. It was like a part of our jobs that we actually really looked forward to. And you know that the work at Nintendo is very stressful. It's very high pressure, like we were saying. And Nintendo Minute was always like this little like safe place where we could kind of relax a little bit, take a breath, and just like remember how fun playing games were, you know? So it was really tough during the pandemic when they were like, you literally cannot do this. There's one thing in your job that actually was like a nice experience. So yeah, it was really nice to be able to have Animal Crossing to do that in.
What is your percentage confidence that your island will successfully transfer to your Switch 2?
2%.
Oh no!
I think it will transfer. I have the island transfer tool. Do I need to use that again?
I don't know. I've got a month to read up on it.
I remember when we got OLEDs,
yeah,
we had to do that island transfer, and I called Kyogoku-san. I was like, are you sure this works? Because if my island is not there, I'm come after you. And she was like, it's gonna work, don't worry. I'm like, okay, I trust you, I trust you. How many toilets will they have in the new Animal Crossing game?
Well, that's what they're working on.
Yeah, that's why it takes them so long to make these.
Got to perfect a toilet.
Gold toilets, Toto toilets.
Yeah.
Different kinds
Robot
of urinals.
toilets, yes.
Yeah, toilets.
Number 2. What?
Yeah, these next few. I mean.
Well, we'll talk.
What? You have something to say?
So Mario Odyssey, I think, is a game that I have appreciated a lot more as the years have gone by, and I've had a chance to revisit it a few times. Like, no, this is actually, I claim, I swear by Super Mario 64, and my memories for that are very special because I played it in the moment. I think Mario Odyssey is like up there. I think as like that good or my next favorite 3D Mario game.
Sometimes I think about this game and I'm like, how did they do it? How did they get those Cappy mechanics to be so good?
Bring back Cappy. We need Cappy back.
We do need Cappy.
Cappy's amazing. What a great character.
Cappy is amazing.
Yes.
Yes. Cheers for Cappy.
Give it up for Cappy.
Give it up for Cappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that team is just so incredible, and there are so many things in this game that I think about. I'm like, gosh, like how did they do it? There was moments in that game where we had like tears of joy when we had the great, New Donk City Jump Up Superstar celebration where you literally saw your life flash before your eyes during that part of the game, because it like summarized your entire childhood growing up and loving Mario in that moment. It was incredible. So yeah, I mean, again, where's the next 3D Mario, and can they top this? That's my question. Big shoes to fill.
Hope you like bananas.
Hope you like bananas.
But yeah, again, I talked about like my appreciation of it going up over time, because again, this came out in 2017, the same year we got Breath of the Wild. It was like, oh my gosh, we just got the best game ever, and then it's like, oh, what?
And
we
just
have
got the best
like this
game ever.
other like. Yeah. This is also going to be the next best game on this system for the rest of the whole time?
Yeah.
How did they do that? That's incredible.
That lineup is, 2017 lineup, oh man. The book ending of Breath of the Wild.
You had people dancing in the streets in New York doing to the song. And
yeah, that was pretty fun.
Writing the music for Jump Up Superstar.
Yes.
For Jeff Keighley's orchestra to play for 30 seconds.
That's right.
All
No, they played the whole song.
They don't do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore. I had the singer was trying on that dress. I tried on that dress. The dress, the Pauline dress, the sequin.
Why were you trying on the Pauline dress?
Because it was in the ad, and the ad team gave it to me.
Wait. So
there are photos. I will.
So the dress from the commercial.
Yes.
Is the dress that the singer at the Game Awards wore.
Yes, I was in charge.
And you also wore it.
I was in charge of bringing the dress to her, but then of course I tried it on, obviously, because it was pretty nice.
Okay.
I guess, yeah, she was her and I were like maybe around the same size. It fit me and it fit her, so there you go. Yeah. We had, during the launch event for Odyssey, stealthily, the dev team was there, even though
they showed up.
They were not. They were like, we're here on vacation.
Yeah, they had no they were not invited. They had no professional reason to go.
No, they were like, we're just gonna come.
The guy flew to New York. He was like undercover. He had like one of those like glasses with a mustache.
He was incognito.
Right.
But he was like, I'm here, and I was like, do you want to take a photo like in front of the thing? But he was like, I just wanted to see this. I was like so excited to see this, and I was like, do I need to help you with anything? He's like, no, I'm just here to observe. I'm like, okay.
Just hanging out.
It was amazing.
Awesome.
All right.
Well,
here we go. Drum
there's more than one big game that we don't have on our list yet. So either there's some sort of a major omission on your part, or I don't really know what's going to happen next.
It's also kind of a cheater number one.
Oh!
Both of these games. Shock. No Astral Chain. Sorry.
Longtime listeners of the podcast will know that I have been grouping these games together for a long time.
I know.
And you just ripped me off.
Well, anything for me to get an extra game on here, I'm like, I'll do it.
Honorable mention?
Honorable mention.
Cruise and Blast.
Honorable mention, Breath of the Wild.
1A.
I mean, if you had to pick, though.
It's Breath of the Wild. Yes, it's well documented.
Yes, and mine is Tears of the Kingdom.
I think the special feeling, so you prefer Tears of the Kingdom to Breath of the Wild. Interesting.
Even though I'm bad at that game.
Right.
But I still prefer it more.
No, I mean, if I had to separate them, like, I think Tears of the Kingdom would be in probably the top 3, so still extremely good. But, like, I don't know, for me personally, it's hard to unlink these games.
It's very hard to unlink.
So I was like, why don't just
they're together. One could not exist without the other, you know?
Right.
It's like everyone's like, oh, this is built on the foundation of Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was like this groundbreaking game. Like, they have to be talked about in the same conversation. So we talked about how Smash Ultimate was a very like hard game for me, and it basically like traumatized me so much that I couldn't even put it on a top 10 list. This had the opposite effect on you.
Yes.
Working on Breath of the Wild, I think, only made you fall in love with this game more.
This, so I talked about that, getting that feeling with Mario Kart. This is the #1 game that gave me that feeling. I'm like, we're about to like change gaming forever.
Yeah.
Which is why it's hilarious that when we were getting ready for that E3, there were people who were like, this game's gonna bomb. What? Did we see the same game?
Do we play the same game? Because I almost cried and I got goosebumps. What game did you play?
Yeah, I mean, even today, like all these years later, that game feels like it's from the future. There are things in that game that other games like cannot do in the same way. Feelings that game give you, the games do not give you. And yeah, like that's absolutely such a memory of coming to that PAX in 2017 of playing that game, just screenshotting everything, the vistas, it's incredible. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Getting a chance to spend so much time with the developers.
Yes.
Like, who are absolutely, yes, they're like next level geniuses, but just the kindest.
They're so nice, yeah.
Just just the most kind, like authentic, amazing people that are just fun to hang out with. They're just a good hang,
We will always root for the Zelda team.
That's right.
They're super great
people.
they're
just amazing people. And like, you can be, genius at your craft, but be like a jerk. But, they were just wonderful all around. And I think getting a chance to know that team and be part of that experience is like probably the highlight of the old career at Nintendo.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, there are a lot of personal experiences that kind of influence what the list was, but that's how you come up with a list like this.
That's how you come up with a list.
That's our list, yeah.
That's it, yes. What do you guys think? Pretty okay? Yeah?
It's perfect.
No one wants to throw a tomato? No one has a hot take, okay. Good, well, I'm glad we came to this collective top 10 list. Thanks, everyone.
We have a little bit of time left.
We do. Well,
if you have
a question, go over there.
Go to the mics. There's one there, and there's one on that side too. And we'll see how many we can get through in the time we have left.
Yeah.
Oh no, we may not have enough time to do all of these.
Okay.
Oh no.
We'll try our best, and then we'll be hanging out a bit afterwards too, so we can chat afterwards.
We will start with this side, and we'll alternate.
Hello, is this on? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Right. Hi, my name's Austin. I'm kind of an up-and-coming Nintendo creator myself. And I wanted to ask you guys, how do you toe the line of being critical of Nintendo, but still being in the, for lack of a better term, good graces of Nintendo as a creator?
Are we?
Shadow banned. So the question was, how do we toe the line between like honesty and also, not getting on Nintendo's total bad side where the ninjas come and take us out.
Yeah.
I think for me, the most important thing is honesty. Honestly, like I feel
it's
like
the best policy, as they say.
It is the best policy. Like as a creator now, and with the experience that we have being at Nintendo for so long, like I really want to share with all of you our honest thoughts based on our experience too, because a lot of people might not know those things. And whenever we have, maybe sometimes some critical things to say, it's actually based on us being there for so long and living through a lot of those experiences and knowing that they could have done better on some things or done some things differently. I mean, we've been doing that a lot for this Switch 2 launch, but
oh yeah,
I think it's better for us to be, completely honest with our feelings than trying to, always stay in the good graces of Nintendo or even Nintendo fans.
Yeah, and I think, it's always like a rush to have things get painted as like, oh, this is great or this is bad. But like the truth is like there's always a lot of gray area in between. So I think as much as like we can bring like a bit more nuance to the conversation, that's always good. And it's not like we never had those feelings when we were at Nintendo, but obviously we weren't allowed to share them on the official channel. So this, I mean, this is the way that we've always been talking about Nintendo, but maybe just in ways that are a little bit different than you may remember us doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe
over
we'll
here.
go over there.
Oh, hey guys, thanks for coming out to Boston. I'm kind of a video game industry historian, and one of the things I like doing is finding old footage, old news footage of Miyamoto and the Nintendo team at work. And I've gone back as far as like the early 80s into the 1990s. And it just seems to where kind of probably early 90s, mid 90s, it's just the behind the scenes footage seems to stop. And I know 7 years ago, you had the opportunity to visit Nintendo HQ and the development center for the Nintendo Minute, and I think you made it to the lobby, and that was it. So I was wondering, did you guys, by any chance, were able to film the development teams at work, record them at work, kind of get footage, and then something happened? Or I just feel like you guys wanted to go a little bit further in that visit.
Well, first of all, we made that proposal. We were going to Japan for a different, we had like some meeting or something, and we proposed that. Like, well, if we're there, we might as well ask. And we were shocked that they even accepted that.
Yeah.
And it was like, you tell us where we can film, and we will work around that perimeter. Because again, like nobody's ever getting through those doors. The opportunity, even if it is as limited as it was, like that will be unique and interesting for people. And yeah, it would have been nice to show a lot more, but I think, like you said, like those areas really hadn't been seen, and it does kind of leave you wanting a little bit more and just excited, like, yes, there's the magic is happening like so close to where these people are.
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, we made it past the lobby, but we couldn't film it.
She was tackled.
Yes, I was tackled by the security guard. Yeah, I think, in terms of showing sort of how things are made or like the behind the scenes stuff, Nintendo is just so protective of that now. Like even the museum, their own museum that they have, they don't really show you that stuff. We were all kind of on pins and needles, like, oh, what's going to be in this museum? Are we finally going to get to see development documents or more of the historical stuff or just more of a chronicle of how Nintendo makes games? And sort of none of that is there. The museum is pretty much like a marketing thing for Nintendo. So, the way that they really look at how people see, the outside world sees how they do things, they're just really uninterested in sharing that behind the scenes stuff. And I honestly don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I think they're going to be, they're going to show you a very curated, very polished, very public-facing persona, but I don't think that we'll be seeing that kind of stuff anymore, unfortunately.
Well, if they're listening, I hope they change their tune and maybe reconsider, because I know other Japanese media outlets have been able to kind of get behind-the-scenes views of some of the development environments that other developers and publishers, other developers have in Japan. Thank you.
You bet.
Hello, my name is Demeech, fellow YouTuber and huge fan of your podcast. There is so much backlash about the Nintendo Switch too. Has Nintendo ever dealt with that amount of backlash? And another question, with the original Mario Kart 8, considering the huge cast of Mario characters, do you know why Nintendo felt the need to invent Pink Gold Peach? How does that work?
I had that question too, actually, and I never got the answer to it, but I'm with you on that one. In terms of the backlash, it is something that they had some familiarity with, but they were not always themselves the one in the crosshair. Like, we remember when Pokemon Sword and Shield was first coming out, and there was all the outcry of like, wait, where are all the Pokemon? And that was like a major issue that we dealt with, and it was something that the Pokemon company was directly dealing with. And we educated all of the higher ups, like what was happening, why are people upset, what are they doing to voice their displeasure. We told them like, hey, this game might get review bombed. Like that was the first time a lot of them had heard about the concept of review bombing.
Yeah.
But then the game came out and it broke all these records.
Right.
So there's a couple other examples like that, but it is interesting, and it seems like the Switch 2 is going to continue this trend of like very loud outcry around some sort of an issue or series of issues, but then they're not actually getting hurt in the end. And I think Pokemon has proven that like long term, this kind of aggravation of your fan base really is it's not a good path to go down. But in terms of, in the pocketbook where it matters, like they're not getting a slap on the wrist.
Anything we could do to stop it, like have them lower the prices eventually?
Don't think that is likely to happen, especially as they have, put out so many statements already about how the pre-orders have been unprecedented in terms of how much volume people are, trying to buy, get a Switch 2. So again, from a business perspective, they're not really going to be hurt by this. So it's not a great lesson for a brand to learn. It's like, doesn't matter what I do, people are going to buy it anyway. That's a terrible thing for a Nintendo fan, for all of us. But from from their business perspective, it's like, this doesn't really hurt us.
Yeah, the impact is softer and it's harder to quantify. And again, the Pokemon example, I think, is a good example of just this lingering, growing discontent among your biggest fans. It's like, I can't quantify why this is a bad thing, but just like you get a feeling of like, this is going in not a great place.
I do think that they are very aware of sort of this negativity overshadowing some of those early, reveal days for Switch 2, and they're not happy about that for sure. Like they're probably not happy that during the entirety of their Treehouse Live, people are, saying drop the price in the comments. I think that they think that is a distraction to the stuff that they're trying to tell you. So I do think they'll try to take some measures to maybe have better communication. But in terms of like the idea of actually dropping prices or doing what the fans are outcrying for them to do, I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think they're thinking that would be something that they would do.
We are almost out of time, and I think we have time for just one more. I do apologize, but we'll go over on this side.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. First off, I just want to say thank you both for all of your contributions to the video game industry, not just with Nintendo, but with your consulting services. It's something that is very appreciated, and we thank you for all of the work that you've done. And the industry is a very volatile space currently, and so I wanted to ask, if you were to pick one word that describes how you both have been able to get through the hardest days while working in the video game industry as a whole, what word would that be?
I think it's just passion. I mean, we would be playing games the same way we are. Like, we started the whole thing because we were having these conversations in the Nintendo office. And it's like, this seems like it might be interesting. Maybe this is like the ultimate narcissist move. It's like, this seems like this might be interesting to somebody to hear this. So, that ended up, us pitching Nintendo Minutes. So it's like these things that we're doing, it's like, yes, there are hard times, but it's like, this is what we love to do. Like, we wouldn't have it any other way. So I think it is just the passion.
Yeah, I think my one word is to maybe two words, share creativity. I think having any kind of platform like we do now with, whether it's, the podcast stuff or even the consulting stuff, like we just want to get more people to know about amazing video games that they can play and the people that are making these amazing games. And so I think that's the main thing that drives this is like, we see so many people out there, putting their entire heart and soul into this game, and they deserve for people to know about it and play it and be able to enjoy what they've created. So if we can help in any little way to do that, I think that is what we love to do. So, yeah.
The timer is striking 0, but we have to take our selfie before we wrap up.
We have to take our selfie.
So everybody strike a pose. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Oh, there we go. Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.